Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks. I'm Annalie.
And I am Patricia.
And today we are going to talk about... What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about the challenges that we face in online dating in our age demographic. And we're going to focus mainly on 5 challenges that are glaring.
In no particular order.
No particular. We're also going to try to come up with some, not conclusions, resolve for those challenges or things that are helpful tips with those challenges. And it is the 5 that we picked seem to be like a universal thing. And
number 1.
Well, first off, though, we do want to make sure you already hit that finger up. 1, making sure that everybody's taking care of themselves. They're all doing well and not letting the downs, being happy with the ups and not letting the downs, take them off kilter. Doing your self-care, being compassionate with yourself. And
remember, it's them, it's not you.
That's true. That's a true thing right there. Okay, so we will start.
With number 1.
There we go.
Number 1, it doesn't do any. I was hoping it was going to do some kind of,
it was like balloons.
Yes, but no.
It does that sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1, and I know this is an issue for me, and this is what I call old people stuff. Technology.
Yes.
Just being able to navigate the
social
platform.
media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It really is a thing.
It was for me. And I used to make fun of old people when they were struggling. And now I'm like, I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it. Like, yeah, because I have to always YouTube something to find out how to do it. And it's the most, it seems like a simple thing. Like, how do you, something very simple.
Yes.
And I have to YouTube it to figure out how to do it.
And I have a hard time because I don't love to watch tutorials. But
see, I'm going to do a tutorial.
Yeah, see. Kind of try to avoid them at all costs and just try to wing it.
Figure it out.
I'm a clicker. I just click. And then, it didn't work. Toss it to the side.
But yeah, especially with the platforms, the dating platforms. Because they offer a lot of assists and tools. And if you don't know how to do it, how to access them, then, you can't get the full benefit of the, what they have to offer. And even, knowing how, now I know because I've been in it so long, just knowing how from one platform to the other, they're all different. They have different, some of the basics are the same, but they do work differently. So just knowing that, because Zeus, I never figured out Zeus, that one part, I can't even remember the name of it, but there was one part that I never ever figured out. I never did figure it out. What was the purpose? How did it work? I never did.
Yeah.
So the technological,
I think the Zeus, because people would get me virtual things. Like, I think they've even paid for it. Like,
they did things like
flowers, and it's not even real. It's just
right. Yeah, but some of the other ones
seems like a racket.
Yeah,
to me,
get you to pay to get the guys to pay. Well, some girls sent those. I never did. I wouldn't do that. But yeah. So the technology, and my recommendation would be, now I use YouTube, or you could even Google. Just Google. Sometimes I Google because all that information is out there. All those tutorials and things, and even on the sites they have tutorials. So, so you can access those or, ask someone, but the information is available. And the more you use them, the better you're going to be more comfortable and get the hang of it. But yeah, so that's the... And
number 2.
Oh,
I got balloons! Is ageism. Stereotypes that are related to age.
Yes. Specific to us girls, us gals, and dealing with rejection as a part of it. because we all know that we're not the preferred, we're not the preference, you know, because we got old, you know, we continue to live.
We did.
We continue to live.
Yes.
Our punishment for living is that we're no longer the preference. We're not the preference.
No.
So that's something that, especially in the dating and of, you know, being picked or whatever, you know, that because our counterparts, you know, they got old too, but they forgot or have deluded themselves to think that they have not. So they're out here looking for.
Of course, they're also out there running themselves into the wall over and over and over again until they ran themselves into the wall so many times, and they're so bruised up and battered,
and then they come
crawling back.
Yes, they do. But yeah, as far as, you know, how people see us as not being desirable because we're older, and, you know, our skin isn't all, you know, smooth and all that.
And what about because there was one guy that was complaining that women our age try to dress from Forever 21. And I'm like, and my response was, what do you want us to do? Dressed in our 50s house frocks? Because what are we saying? We want to be stylish. We want to be in the times. Is there anything wrong with that?
Absolutely not. It's not about us trying to look young. We're just, like you said, being fashionable and stylish. Yes. And we can do that. We can definitely
done it before, gonna keep doing it.
We can definitely do it. And we can pull it off, and we don't have to apologize to anyone for it. So just because society have this ridiculous notion, it doesn't mean that we ourselves have to fall into it. Let the ridiculous people think that, but we're not gonna perpetuate it.
No,
we are not. So I mean, and that is something that we have to deal with, the rejection, you know, based off that view. But how we manage that is we understand, appreciate that there's value. We are valued. We have experience. Life experience. We are the best qualified, and I think I've said this before, the best qualified to be a partner in a relationship because we're older. We're the old, you know, we have the most experience. So we are.
I just know when I was younger, I was more difficult to live with, just in general. You know, I'm not even talking specifics, but in general, I was, now I'm much easier to live with, much more laid back,
and you're wiser.
Yes, I don't get all in a tizzy over the little things. And a lot of time when I was younger, I would get all crazy.
And most of us, because we don't have any experience, we don't know anything. We don't know to know, you know. But so with all of our experience and, you know, and I think that because of that, we have more confidence.
Yeah.
Because we're more in tune with ourselves. We know who we are, hopefully, by this age.
Yeah.
So, and confidence is more attractive, in my opinion, than anything.
Yes. Yes. And that goes both ways. And women love confidence. Men love confidence. We all love confidence.
Of course. It is definitely, in my opinion, more attractive. So when we're thinking about those things, as far as, you know, how we fit in that role, in that hierarchy or whatever, you know, we need to not think in the way that is kind of thrust upon us. We make our own, you know, what do you call it? Put ourselves in as far as how that goes.
Well, it makes me remember that when I started dating my ex-husband, I kept being self-deprecating a lot, like overboard all the time. This, I'm not good, I'm not pretty, I'm not this, I'm not that. And he actually, and I like this, he actually communicated with me and said, you know, you need to stop doing that because you're going to make me believe it.
Right.
Like, for real, you have to, even if that's in your mind, you have to work your way from that so that other people won't see you that way.
Yes.
So,
and
just
if you believe
be mindful of that.
And if you believe it, that's all that matters.
And you're going to project it.
Yes, you will.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter that other people can't. Everybody, you don't need everybody to see it. All you need is one person.
Yeah.
That's it. So rejection, we don't even worry about that. Mm-hmm. And if we can do the rejecting.
Yeah.
You know, we make the choices. It's not about someone choosing. We're choosing who we want. And all we need is one. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Number 3. The scammers. Oh my gosh, scammers. Yes.
Yes. They're out there for us too.
All encountered the scammers. The key, of course, is to not fall for a scam. Yeah, don't send nobody money.
No.
If you've not met someone, no. And actually, I wouldn't anyway. But
you don't give a man money.
But even more so, don't give no money to someone you haven't met. You don't even know who this person is. Most likely, it is a boy in Nigeria.
Or wherever. Or in the United States trying to scam.
Yep, you never know. But I'm going to say, yes, don't send money. Don't.
No. I would not even expend the time, waste the time.
And those guys are out there everywhere, mostly on POF, those kind of platforms. But even on Match, there are guys like that. So beware.
And we have to realize that the ways you spot them is the way they, you know, if they are love bombing, if they're talking about
marriage after a week,
or the day of,
never met,
the first time you're messaging is, oh, you're the wonderful one in my life. No man speaks that way.
I actually think we should do a whole other episode on just scammers, because it is a big subject, and just line out all the things
and some
to look for.
And I have real life examples right now.
Too, yes.
Yeah. So we will do that. But I always hate to see when one of us gals are taken in by a scammer, because they're so easy to spot.
Very sad too, because these women are most often, you know, in our age or older.
Yes.
They might have been married for 30 years and their husband died, and now they're on the mean streets again.
Yeah.
And they easily fall for these
because they prey on us, you know, because they know that we're struggling with all these things we're talking about. And they think that they can just trick us and do those things, but we got to ward them off and be more smart about that.
And that's also another reason why we always say that you should try to meet the person you're talking to within that week. And if it don't happen, just cut it loose.
And now, if your only goal is to have a online relationship, then fine.
Then
but just don't send them any money.
Yes, no money.
But if you want to do that, and I think there might be a small percentage of people that might, but if you don't, you got to meet them right away. You can't they can't make excuses about why they're not meeting, because it's not real. It just isn't real.
No,
it is not real. The next one is the pool of matches for us.
We're talking about the rejected folk. And it's funny because I was the rejected folk. You were the rejected. We've all been the rejected folk.
Well, the pool is very shallow. Let's just say that, you know, but here's why, because for us women that want to have age appropriate partners. Now, there are some of us that will go younger. And my thing about that is, you know, if that's what you choose to do, just be realistic about what it is. Because
you don't get hurt.
But I do have an opinion, just like with the men, with the women. I don't see how, if you're looking for long term, that's going to happen with a young person. And I'm talking like 20s, 30s, you know, and if you're in your 60s, 40s, you know, I just don't see anything meaningful and long term. And that's just my opinion.
I was contacted by many a 20, 25-year-old man who wanted to meet up. Yeah. One of them I actually even entertained and chatted with a little bit, because I was curious about the whole thing. I mean, not about meeting him or anything, but just what was going through his mind, that he wanted to meet somebody my age, because I was older than his mother.
Right.
And he just wanted to have sex.
Right. Yeah. And that's what,
which not surprising.
Yeah,
I was like,
and
yeah,
they-
he does. But, and he said, yeah, I have my girlfriend, my
Right.
real girlfriend
Yes. Yeah.
is right there on the
Right.
side. But, you know, yeah, just
Right.
wanted sex.
And if you're interested in that type of relationship, that's fine. But I just worry about the gals who go into those thinking that it's going to be long term, and that's, you know, all of it, because those things, in my opinion, are just not real. It's just
doesn't seem feasible. I'm sure there's like one out of a million, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
And then the rest not
are
so
not. So you just have to choose what you do in that regard. But when I'm talking about the pool, I'm talking about the age appropriate guys. And those, in the set of those, I'm going to say half of them are going for the younger girls. So, so you have a group, and then half of those are going for the younger girls. And so you got this other little portion here. Then you got to weed out all the mess.
And I think this flows into number 5, which is finding compatible matches.
Right.
The reason it's so difficult is because the
pool is so shallow.
Of quality is very limited.
Yes, very. So, and again, that's why doing this with intention, because you got to know what you want, and you got to hit the strike the iron while it's hot. Get all your information. There's no time to be playing around, because while you're over here messing around, you got 5 or 6 of us gals over here trying to get their bid in. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing, but you just have to realize that there are success stories. There are people that find their match. We do, but you just have to, it's a long road sometimes to get there. Yeah. But you can get there, but you just have to be intentional about it, be more cognizant of the fact that this is a rough terrain. Yeah.
I, for one, had a thing where this was when I first got divorced. I was texting and calling someone for, I'm going to say, a full 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And
good God.
Finally we met. Now he was in Canada, so it was difficult, but we finally met, and the instant I saw him, I knew, nope. After 6 months of and actually, like, I think we even said, I love you.
Oh my God. My God.
And I did not. I saw him and I was like,
so we know there was no love then, if that's
so
the case.
That's why I say now, so, you know, strongly that you have got to meet them soon, because you don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, and if you're doing international, which I would recommend, because that pool is so shallow that you need to branch out every which way, you need to at least do FaceTime, because you can't, I know you can't.
Although
really meet
I did.
Oh, you did?
Do FaceTime with him, and he is extremely photogenic.
Just not in real life. Well, even if you're international, you got a month. I would say a month. You need to be needy.
Yeah,
at least a month,
or give it up, because yes, I'm telling you, one look, it took a millisecond,
and then you're like,
and
no,
I was
this ain't
out.
It.
So
this ain't
beware.
It. And that's a long time to be. And our time is precious. We don't have that kind of time.
No, we do not.
But we just have to be intentional, be smarter. You know, we know what we want, and we just need to go after it and not be playing around. If long-term partnership is your goal. Now, if you're out here playing and wilding out, then do that. And that's fine. Yeah. And that's fine. Just, know what you're getting yourself into and be prepared with whatever those consequences are. But yeah, if you're looking for long-term, you have to be intentional. Yep. Definitely.
And I think that about sums it up.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We are a podcast on Spotify. We are on Facebook, where we're trying to build a community
of wise and wonderful women.
Twitter, Instagram,
YouTube,
TikTok. I don't know why TikTok.
I don't know. TikTok.
Yes, and if you're on YouTube or Spotify, make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
Give us a thumbs up and definitely comment. We would love to hear you guys' comments.
And subscribe.
Yes, indeed.
Join our Facebook group.
And
We're trying to build it up.
And don't forget to live,
laugh,
and connect.
Where is it? Is it?
No.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.